Belarus is ready to host Russian strategic nuclear weapons. At his annual address to Parliament on Friday, Belarusian President Alexander Lukashenko considered hosting Russia's strategic nuclear weapons. His remarks came as Moscow confirmed its intention to send tactical nuclear weapons to Belarus. If necessary, I and Putin can decide and deploy strategic nuclear weapons here, Lukashenko told MPs, adding that the move would demonstrate the two countries' willingness to protect their sovereignty and independence. We will stop at nothing to protect our nations, states, and people, Belarus's president said, adding that the measure would likely serve as an effective deterrent to any unfriendly moves by the United States and its allies. Belarus president voiced his hope that the deployment of strategic nuclear weapons to his country will sober up all the hawks across the pond for a long time. Lukashenko further stated that he has already directed the military to repair the installations that once housed Topol intercontinental ballistic missiles and functioned as prospective launch sites during the Soviet era. Belarus, according to the president, preserved all of the facilities, which he described as complicated engineering buildings. Russia presently employs the intercontinental ballistic missiles Topol-M and Yars, which are modified versions of Soviet-made Topol missiles produced in the 1980s. The missiles could be housed in silos or mounted on self-propelled wheeled platforms. During the Soviet era, some mobile versions of the original Topol missiles were deployed in Belarus. Belarus president has previously and frequently urged for Russia's nuclear weapons to be deployed in his country, claiming a threat posed by the West. He mentioned nuclear sharing talks between Washington and Warsaw in October 2022, suggesting that nuclear weapons could be installed in Poland, which borders Belarus. The previous week, Putin announced the deployment of Russia's tactical weaponry to Belarus, stating a separate storage facility will be ready by July 1. Moscow justified its move by citing the United Kingdom's plans to equip Kiev with depleted uranium weapons. Moscow slammed the UK decision as evidence of London and Washington's total recklessness, irresponsibility, and impunity. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky linked Moscow's plan to send nuclear weapons to Belarus to some claimed failures during a meeting earlier this month between Putin and Chinese President Xi Jinping. A signal of Russia placing nuclear weapons on Belarusian soil would imply that Putin's meeting with China's leader had failed, Zelensky said during a press conference in Kiev alongside Moldova's president and the prime ministers of Croatia, Slovenia, and Slovakia. He didn't go into detail on how the two occurrences were connected in his mind. During their visit, Putin and Xi signed more than a dozen documents on enhanced cooperation in domains ranging from trade and industry to research and the military. Subsequently, Russia affirmed that the two countries were nearing an agreement on a gas megaproject, while Beijing stated that it hoped for stronger defense cooperation with Moscow. The Pentagon also called Xi's trip to Moscow a troubling message. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel.